My name is Abimelech. I'm king of Gerar, which is a kingdom here in the Negev. The other day, an alien by the name of Abraham showed up with a woman he said was his sister. She was quite a looker, so I sent for her to be included in my harem, even though she was a little older. Well, last night I had a dream. God came to me and said, "You are about to die because the woman you have taken has a husband." Fortunately, I hadn't gotten around to sleeping with her. I said to God, "O Lord, would you kill an innocent man? He told me she is his sister. She herself said, 'He is my brother.' I acted with a pure heart and clean hands." God said, "Yes, you acted with a pure heart. That's why I kept you from sinning. Now return the man's wife so he may intercede for you, since he is a prophet." I summoned Abraham and restored Sarah to him. That's her name. Then I said, "What wrong have I done to you that you would have brought such guilt on me in my kingdom? You have treated me in an intolerable way. What did you have in mind to do such a thing?" He answered, "I thought there would be no fear of God in this place, so they would kill me for my wife. Besides, she really is my sister, but my father's daughter, not my mother's. So she became my wife. I took flocks and herds and slaves and gave them to Abraham, and then I restored his wife Sarah to him. Then I said, 'Here my land is at your disposal. Settle wherever you please.' And I said to Sarah, 'I hereby give your brother 1,000 shekels of silver. This will preserve your honor before all who are with you and will exonerate you before everybody.' Abraham then interceded with God, and God restored health to Abimelech, to his wife and his maidservant, so that they bore children. For the Lord had closed every womb in Abimelech's household on account of Abraham's wife Sarah. The Lord did for Sarah what he had promised. She became pregnant and bore Abraham a son in his old age, at the set time he had promised. Abraham gave the name Isaac to the son Sarah had borne for him. When Isaac was 8 days old, Abraham circumcised him as God had commanded. Abraham was 100 years old. Sarah said, "God has given me cause to laugh, and everyone who hears of it will laugh with me." Who would have ever told Abraham that Sarah would nurse children? Yet I have borne him a son in his old age. The son grew, and when he was weaned, Abraham gave a great banquet on that day. But Sarah saw that the son whom Hagar the Egyptian had borne to Abraham was mocking, and she said to Abraham, "Get rid of that slave woman and her son, for that woman's son will never share in the inheritance with my son Isaac." The matter distressed Abraham greatly, because it concerned his son. But God said to him, "Do not be distressed about the boy and your slave woman. Listen to whatever Sarah tells you, because it is through Isaac that your offspring will be reckoned. I will make the son of the slave into a nation also, because he is your offspring." Early the next morning, Abraham took some food and a bag of water and gave them to Hagar. He set them on her shoulders and then sent her off with the boy. She went on her way and wandered in the desert of Beersheba. When the water in the bag was gone, she put the boy under one of the bushes. Then she went off and sat down about a bow shot away, for she thought, "I can't watch the boy die." And as she sat there, she began to sob. God heard the boy crying, and the angel of God came to Hagar from heaven and said to her, "What is the matter, Hagar? Do not be afraid. God has heard the boy's crying as he lies there. Lift the boy up and take him by the hand, for I will make him a great nation." Then God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. So she went and filled the bag with water and gave the boy a drink. God was with the boy as he grew up. He lived in the desert and became an archer. While he was living in the desert of Paran, his mother got a wife for him from Egypt. This is Abraham. The other day an angel of God called me. I said, "Here I am." He said, "Take your son Isaac, your only one, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah. There, offer him up as a burnt offering on one of the heights that I will point out to you." Whoa, that's a hard choice. This morning I set out on my donkey with 2 servants and Isaac. We cut some wood for the burnt offering. After 3 days, we're here in the land of Moriah at the place God designated. I told the servants to stay here with the donkey while me and Isaac go over across the way. I said we would worship and then come back to them. We're here at the place God told me. I've built an altar and put the wood on it. Now comes the hard part. I put Isaac on top of the wood. I'm pulling out my knife to kill Isaac. "Abraham, Abraham, here I am. Don't lay your hand on the boy. Do not do the least thing to him, for now I know that you fear God, since you did not withhold from me your son, your only one." I see a ram over yonder with his horns caught in the bushes. I went ahead and offered the ram up as a burnt offering in Isaac's place. I named the place God Will Provide. A second time an angel of the Lord came and said, "I swear by my very self, oracle of the Lord, that because you acted as you did, and not withholding your son from me, I will bless you and make your descendants as countless as the stars of the sky and the sands of the seashore. Your descendants will take possession of the gates of their enemies, and in your descendants all the nations of the earth will find blessing, because you obeyed my command." We are back with my servants and heading back home to Beersheba. This is Abraham. My beloved wife Sarah has died. I need to find a place to bury her. I'm here at Mamre talking to the Hittites. They are the local people of this city. I asked if I could buy a burial plot for her. They said, "Sir, you are a mighty leader among us. Bury your dead in the choicest of our burial sites. None of us would deny you his burial ground for the burial of your dead." I bowed down to them and said, "Please intercede for me with Ephron so that he will sell to me the cave of Machpelah at the edge of the field he owns." Now all the Hittites, including Ephron, are here sitting at the gates of the city. Ephron says, "Please listen to me. I give you both the cave and the field it is sitting in. In the presence of my people I give it to you. Bury your dead." I say, "If only you would please listen to me. I will pay you the price of the field. Accept it from me that I may bury my dead there." Ephron says, "Please, sir, listen to me. A piece of land worth 400 shekels of silver, what is that between you and me?" I accept the deal and weigh out 400 shekels of silver to him. Now I will bury Sarah in the cave of Machpelah, facing Mamre in the land of Canaan, and my descendants will own a piece of Canaan. Abraham was old, having seen many days, and the Lord had blessed him in many ways. He said to a senior trusted servant of his household, "Swear to God of heaven and earth that you will not take a wife for my son from the Canaanites among whom I live, but that you will go to my own land and to my relatives to get a wife for Isaac." The servant asked him, "What if the woman is unwilling to follow me to the land? Should I take your son back to the land from where you came?" Abraham said, "Never take my son back there for any reason. The Lord God took me from my father's house in the land of my relatives and confirmed by oath the promise. I will give this land to your descendants. He will send an angel to you, and you will get a wife for my son there. If the woman refuses, you will be released from your oath to me." So the servant swore an oath to his master concerning this matter. I am Abraham's servant. He made me swear an oath to him that I would find a wife for his son Isaac among his kinfolks. I'm headed to the city of Nahor, between the Euphrates and Balak rivers. I have 10 camels loaded down with gifts for the dowry. I'm outside of the city of Nahor by a spring. It's late afternoon. I'm making my camels kneel down. I'm praying to God. "Lord God of my master, Abraham, let there be a favorable sign for me. while I'm standing here at the spring and the daughters of the townspeople come out to draw water, if I say to a young woman, 'Please lower your jug so I may drink,' and she answers, 'Drink, and I will water your camels too,' then she is the one that you have decided upon for your servant Isaac. In this way I will know that you have dealt graciously with my master." I just finished asking God for a sign, and here comes a young girl. She is beautiful. She's gone down to the spring. Now she's coming back with a jug full of water. I'm running after her. "Please give me a sip of water from your jug." She says, "Drink, sir." She's giving me a drink. Now she says, "I will draw water for your camels too until they have finished drinking." She dumped a jug of water into the animal's trough and ran back to get more water for the camels. When the camels finished drinking, I took out a gold nose ring and 2 gold bracelets for her wrists. "Whose daughter are you? Tell me, please. And is there a place in your father's house for us to spend the night?" She answered, "I am the daughter of Bethuel and the granddaughter of Nahor. We have plenty of straw and fodder, and also a place to spend the night." I kneeled down. "Blessed the Lord, the God of my master Abraham, who has not let his kindness and fidelity towards my master fail. The Lord has led me straight to the home of my master's brother." After I gave the young woman the nose ring and the bracelet, she ran off. Pretty soon her brother came back. He said, "Come, blessed of the Lord, why are you standing outside when I have made the house ready, as well as a place for the camels?" I went inside while they tended my camels, and they washed the feet of my helpers. They set food in front of me, but I said, "I will not eat until I have told you my story." They said, "Go ahead." Then I told them that my master Abraham had become very rich thanks to the blessings of the Lord. I told that his wife Sarah had given birth to a son in her old age. I said I was put under an oath to find a wife for his son among his people. When I finished the story, I said, "Now, if you will act with kindness and fidelity towards my master, let me know. But if not, let me know that too. I can then proceed accordingly." Bethuel and Laban, her brother, both said, "This comes from the Lord. We can say nothing to you for or against it. Here's Rebekah right in front of you. Take her and go, that she may become the wife of your master's son. As the Lord has said, When I heard this, I bowed down. Then I brought out the gold and silver and fine clothing and presented them to Rebekah. I also gave presents to her mother and brother. After we had eaten and drank with the family, we spent the night. The next morning, her mother and brother said, "Let her stay with us a short while. Say 10 days, and then she can go." I said, "Do not detain me. Now the Lord has made my journey successful. Let me go back to my master." They said, "Let the young woman decide and see what she has to say about it." They called Rebekah and asked her, "Will you go with this man?" She said, "I will." So we departed, and with Rebekah and her nurse. Before we left, they blessed her. Meanwhile, Isaac had left Beer-lahai and was living in the Negev. One day, as he was out walking in the field, he caught sight of the camels coming. Rebekah caught sight of Isaac and asked, "Who is that man over there?" The servant said, "That is my master." Then she dismounted and covered her face with her veil. The servant told Isaac all that had transpired. Isaac took Rebekah into his mother's tent. Isaac loved her and found solace after the death of his mother. Abraham took another wife whose name was Keturah. She bore him 6 sons. Abraham gave everything he owned to his son Isaac. To the sons of Keturah he gave gifts while he was still living and sent them away to the east to the land of Kedem. Abraham lived 175 years. When he died, the sons Isaac and Ishmael buried him in the cave of Machpelah in the field of Ephron. There he was buried next to his wife Sarah. After the death of Abraham, God blessed Isaac, who lived near Beer-lahai-roi. After Isaac and Rebekah were married, it turned out she was barren. So Isaac appealed to God for children. God answered his prayers, and Rebekah became pregnant with twins. The babies jostled each other within her, and she said, "Why is this happening to me?" So she asked the Lord. The Lord said, "Two nations are in your womb. Two peoples are separating while still in you. But one will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger." When it came time to deliver the twins, the first one to come out was reddish, and his whole body was covered with hair. They named him Esau. Next his brother came out, holding onto his heel. They named him Jacob. When the boys grew up, Esau became the skilled hunter and outdoorsman, while Jacob liked to stay home among the tents. Isaac preferred Esau because he was fond of game, but Rebekah preferred Jacob. This is Esau. I just got back from a long hunting trip. Unfortunately, I didn't get anything. I see my wimpy brother Jacob doing something over by the tent. Looks like he's cooking stew. Boy, am I hungry. "Hey, Jacob, let me gulp down some of that red stuff." He's being a brat. He says, "First, sell me your right of firstborn under oath." "Look, I'm on the point of dying. What good is the right of firstborn to me?" "Swear to me that first." Well, I swore under oath, and he gave me some bread and the lentil stew. Esau ate, drank, got up, and went on his way. So Esau had treated his right of firstborn with disdain. This is Isaac, Abraham's son. A while back there was a famine in the place where we were living, so we packed up to move. In a dream, God told me not to go to Egypt as I intended, but instead go to Gerar. Now, Abimelech was king of Gerar. He had known my father when he had stayed down there during a previous famine. We reopened the wells he had dug. As a precaution, I told the people there that Rebekah was my sister, not my wife, so they wouldn't kill me. Everything went well for a while until Abimelech peeked through my window and saw me making out with Rebekah. He was upset that I had lied, and he called me out. "Clearly she is your wife. Why did you lie to us? One of my men might have lain with her, bringing guilt down upon my whole people." I explained my reasons, so he issued an edict that under pain of death, no one should mess with me or Rebekah. After that, I planted crops and raised livestock, and my wealth grew. After a while, I became very wealthy, and the Philistines, those were the people of Gerar, grew jealous. Abimelech came to me and told me to go away. He said we had become too numerous. Every time we moved to a new place, some Philistines would stop up our wells with dirt. After the third time, they didn't come, so we stayed for a while in a place we called Rehoboth. After that, we moved again. That night, God came to me in a dream. He said, "I am the God of Abraham, your father. Do not fear. I am with you. I will bless you and multiply your descendants for the sake of Abraham, my servant." So I built an altar there and invoked the name of the Lord. I pitched my tent, and my servants started to dig a well. Just then, Abimelech showed up with his chief counselor and with his general. "Why are you here? You hate me and you drove me away." He said, "We clearly see the Lord is on your side, so let's make a sworn agreement between us that we won't harm each other." I agreed, so we made a covenant and celebrated with a feast. The next day we exchanged oaths, and they departed in peace. Just as they left, my servants came and said that they had struck water in the well they were digging. We named the place Sheba. Nowadays it's called Beersheba. This is Isaac. Rebekah and I are disappointed with Esau. He's gone and married 2 Canaanite women. One's too many. Nevertheless, since I'm getting old and half blind, I'm going to give him my blessing. After all, he's my oldest son. I'm calling him now. My son, here I am. Now I have grown old. I don't know when I might die. So take your hunting gear, your quiver and bow, and go out to the open country and hunt some game for me. Then prepare a dish the way I like and bring it to me to eat, so that I may bless you before I die. Rebekah overheard Isaac talking to Esau, so as soon as he left, she told Jacob what was going on. Then she ordered him to go pick out and butcher 2 choice young goats and bring them to her so she could make a dish for Isaac the way he liked. But Jacob said, "But my brother is a hairy man and I am smooth-skinned. What if my father feels me? He will think I'm making fun of him and will curse me instead of blessing me." His mother said, "Let any curse fall on me instead. Just go out and do what I said." So Jacob went and got the goats and brought them to his mother, and she prepared a dish the way his father liked. Then she went and got Esau's best clothes and gave them to Jacob to wear. Then she covered his hands and the back of his neck with the goat skins. Then Jacob came in to where his father was and said, "Father?" "Yes. Which of my sons are you?" Jacob said, "I'm Esau, your firstborn. I did as you said. Please sit up and eat some of my game so you may bless me." Isaac said, "How did you get here so quickly, my son?" "The Lord your God directed me." "Come closer, my son, so I may feel you, to learn whether you are my son Esau or not." Jacob moved next to Isaac. Then Isaac felt him. He said, "Though the voice is Jacob's, the hand is Esau's." After Isaac ate, Jacob brought him wine, and he drank. Finally his father said, "Come closer, my son, and kiss me." Isaac smelled the fragrance of his clothes and blessed him, saying, "Ah, the fragrance of my son is like the fragrance of a field that the Lord has blessed." No sooner had Jacob left his father after the blessing when Esau showed up. He also prepared a dish and brought it to Isaac. He said, "Let my father sit and eat some of his son's game, that you may give me your blessing." Isaac said, "Who are you?" "I am your son, your firstborn son, Esau." Isaac shook violent and said, "Who was it then who hunted game and brought it to me? I ate it just before you came, and I blessed him. Now he is blessed." When Esau heard this, he burst out sobbing. He said, "Father, bless me too. Your brother came in here by ruse and carried off your blessing. He's well named, Jacob, is he not? He supplanted me twice," which sounds like Jacob in Hebrew. "Have you not saved a blessing for me? I have already appointed him your master and assigned all his kindred to his servants, as his servants. How can I do for you, my son? Have you only one blessing? Bless me too, Father." "Far from the fertile land will be your dwelling. By your sword you will live, and your brother you will serve. But when you become restless, you will throw off his yoke from your neck." Esau bore a grudge against his brother Jacob because of the blessing. He said to himself, "Let the time of mourning come for my father, so I may kill my brother Jacob." When Rebekah got news of what Esau had in mind, she called Jacob and said, "Listen, your brother Esau intends to get his revenge by killing you. So now, my son, obey me. Flee at once to my brother Laban in Haran, and stay with him until your brother's fury subsides and he forgets what you did to him. Then I will send for you to come back. Why should I lose both of you in a single day?" Then Rebekah said to Isaac, "I'm disgusted with life because of the Hittite women. If Jacob should also marry a Hittite woman, a native of this land like these women, why should I live?" Then Isaac summoned Jacob and blessed him, charging him, "You shall not marry a Canaanite woman. Go now to the home of your mother's father, Bethuel, and there choose a wife for yourself from among the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. May God bless you and make you fertile, multiplying you so you will become an assembly of people. May God extend to you and your descendants the blessing of Abraham, so that you may gain possession of the land where you are residing, which he assigned to Abraham. Then Isaac sent him on his way to Haran. Esau noted that Isaac had blessed Jacob when he had sent him to get a wife from Laban's daughters. He realized how displeasing the Canaanite women were to his father Isaac. So Esau went to Ishmael, Isaac's stepbrother, and married his sister, Mahalath, as his third wife.